Hello and welcome to the WordCamp Europe Insights podcast. We are in the WordCamp Dragons series. My name is Kasia Janoska. I am WordCamp Europe organizer this year, and my fantastic guests today are
Sebastian Miśniewicz, local team lead.
And Zuza, design team.
Hi, thank you very much for joining me today. As you know, more than anyone else, this year WordCamp Europe is happening in Kraków, Poland. And Kraków has a mascot. It's a dragon. It's a Wawel dragon. That's why the questions are very much inspired by the dragon. And I hope, thanks to that, this conversation will be interesting. So, are you ready for the dragon's questions?
Yes.
Yay! From the Dragon's perspective, this year conference is in the best possible place. But what is your point of view on that? Why Kraków is a good place to have WordCamp Europe there?
Yeah, okay. So why Kraków? Kraków is a beautiful, amazing city with a lot of history, a lot of interesting places to be seen. For example, you said something about the dragon, so you can visit the dragon's cave. You can go to a salt mine a bit under the surface of the earth. And yeah, we have many great places to be visited. So I'm sure that if you will be in Kraków during WordCamp Europe, but I hope that you will find some time, a few days at least, to come earlier or to stay a bit longer in Kraków, I'm sure that it will be not your first time in Kraków, but we see us maybe next year or in a few months again.
Yay! Worth coming, definitely. And Zuza, what do you think on that? Why is it worth it to come to Kraków?
Yeah, well, of course, I agree with my previous speaker. I think it also helps that Poland in general became really, really popular on the internet, as you could have seen if you are on the internet sometimes. I think we have a lot of great opportunities for so much fun to have for people older, younger, interested in different things. Poland, Krakow in particular, is really beautiful. And we are meeting here in the best time possible, the beginning of summer vacation, where we have a lot of attractions, such as the Dragon Parade that will be happening during our WordCamp. So that's definitely worth checking out.
Yay! More dragons! So we know why do people come to Kraków. And what are your personal favorite places to be there? Sebastian, do you have any favorite place in Kraków?
Favorite place? Maybe the main market. It's the biggest market, if I'm not wrong, in the whole Europe. If you are looking for some souvenirs, you can find a lot of stores on the main market. We call it Sukiennica, in the very center of it. You can also find another interesting places to be visiting, some restaurants, some pubs, some museums. It's up to you what do you want to do in Kraków. But yeah, I think that my favorite one is the main market.
Okay. And you, Zuza, from the younger person perspective, do you have any other favorite places in Kraków?
Well, since I'm on design team, I can definitely back the argument about the museums, because even though I've lived here my whole life, I still hasn't visited all of them. So that's definitely worth checking out. Underground museum that we have on the main square, which has gone some major renovations, and I had the opportunity to visit it not so long ago. So that's a must if you are in Krakow for not so long. And also we have a great nightlife in Krakow. So if you are a fan of really aesthetic pubs or maybe coffee shops, we have a lot of them, not only on the main square, but also on the small market square right next to it. Some, not so popular places with a bit less people. And also you should definitely visit Kazimierz, which is the area of Krakow that is really historical and with a lot of great artistic energy, I would say.
And we cannot forget about zapiekanki in Plac Nowy in Kazimierz. Zapiekanka is a Polish fast food. It's very original for Poland. And when we are on food, what food would you recommend for people to try while being in Poland?
Yeah, for sure, pierogi. We call it in English dumplings. You can have them in many different variations with potatoes, with strawberries, with meat, etc., etc. But the most popular ones are, we call them ruskie, so with potato, some onion and white cheese. I would also recommend to try żurek, the kind of soup with egg, with potatoes and sausage. It's very, very tasty.
So that's your perspective. And you, Zuza, would you add anything like special drinks or your favorite Polish food?
Definitely add oscypki, which is egg cheese. And since Krakow is really near the Polish mountains, we have some places that serve really fresh and, great cheese. So ask for oscypek. It's often served warmed with cranberry sauce, and it's really delicious. And I think that's a must if you are visiting us.
That all sounds super delicious, and I'm starting to become hungry. I don't know. How about you?
Do not forget about obwarzanek.
Yes, that's one of the symbols in Krakow. So as it comes to the local team and organizing entire thing, the website description of the team says, our local team brings a wealth of knowledge and contacts for Krakow, supporting logistics surrounding local suppliers and venues, but also highlighting some sites and history of our host city. So, sites, history, food, we have that covered with the conversation. But let's maybe give our listeners some practical tips now. So, first of all, we have some nice sites to visit. How would you recommend to move around Krakow when people are already there?
Well, so we were able to provide to all of our attendees free public transportation. So during 3 days when the WordCamp is taking place, you will get a ticket from us, a kind of hologram, put it on your badge, so you will be able to travel across the Krakow and to travel as lot as you want to, and to visit things you would like to visit.
So, would it be enough for the people that come to WordCamp Europe to always travel with their badge that will have a special sticker on it? That it will work as a tram and bus ticket, right?
Yes, yes. So please remember to take your badge with you in order to show it to if a ticket inspector appears.
Okay, great. So we know about public transportation, but Zuza, I would like to have your take on that especially. Do you think that it's comfortable and safe to travel with public transportation in Krakow, like coming between sessions or even after party? Would you go by public transportation?
Well, I do live in a city center, and it happens quite a lot that I do need to take public transport at different times of day. So I would say I am experienced to give you a few, insights on that. I do think that our public transport is really safe. There is a possibility to come across some, well, I could call it weird behaviors, weird people, but the same as in any part of the world. We have really clean public transport. It works great in the city center. And my favorite way of traveling is by trams. I find that buses do tend to run a bit late, so trams are much more reliable and they do connect our city center quite well.
Yeah, that's very insightful. Thank you. Sebastian, we already know about your vast knowledge about the city and free bus tickets and all, but what else did your team take care of during organizing WordCamp Europe? I mean, besides sending that one email to the venue that, we want to book you.
Yeah, so local team is charge of, for example, after party. So something that a lot of WordCamp attendees are waiting for the whole year between one WordCamp Europe and another. I can tell you that, in my opinion, it will be the great after party. We are working on many details, menus, drinks, activities. So it takes some time, but I'm sure that when our attendees already be in Kraków and after the last day we meet at after party, you will keep it in your memory very long. Why? Because this year our after party, it will be not 4 hours as it usually used to be, but 8 hours. So not
8 hours of
4
fun.
hours, 8 hours of music, good atmosphere, networking, meeting old colleagues, knowing new ones. So this is what we are trying to make all ends meet. And
Yay.
also local team is dealing with food. So we want to provide to our attendees not a typical food, let's call it, but some Polish ones, in order you know that you are in Poland and you are tasting something that is very popular and that we used to talk a few minutes ago about.
So at least one thing can be checked out from the bucket list while coming to Poland already on the conference venue. Yay. And this all sounds like a lot of work. But how many people are there in the local team?
So for the time being, there are six people, because there are a lot of issues that have to be covered. Yeah, it's quite a lot of work, but we like it.
And what would you say was the biggest challenge till now in local team?
Biggest challenge, frankly, I think that everything is under control, so I cannot tell that something was a challenge. So we were able to find a magnificent venue, also the venue where our after party will take place. The food will be okay. I think that swags that our attendees will get also would be interesting as a memory from being in Kraków. But I don't think that there were any challenges. So we were able to have everything under control, or almost under control, because it is not possible to have everything under control. But we are trying to do our best to make all things is going as smooth as possible.
I already know that one of the goodies for people attending the conference is a very good food and unlimited coffee. But you mentioned swag, and we happen to have Zuza here. I know you are from the design team and you designed quite some of the swag for this year. Can you tell us, at least a little bit, what swag we can expect this year?
Well, you can expect an amazing swag, but I couldn't say anything else. We really tried to look into our Polish beautiful designs that are really local and that will feel like you have purchased without purchasing some of the souvenirs just by getting our swag. We have a lot of flowers, as you could see on our website and social media presence. I would say it's really colorful, but we do have some dragons around there. So if you're not a girly person like me, for example, you will definitely have something you would really like to keep wearing or bringing with yourself even after WordCamp.
Nice. I love the idea of having souvenir without hunting for souvenirs in the city center. Okay, so again, not many challenges, you say, but it still sounds like it was a lot of work and we are all volunteers in here. How did it come to you to even apply to have WordCamp Europe in Krakow? Tell me your story.
Well, it was a bit tricky because I'm since 3 years in our community in 2023. I was attending for the first time WordCamp in Gliwice. I thought to myself that the atmosphere is very great, community is great, so maybe it would be a great idea to make a WordCamp in Kraków. So next year there was a WordCamp in Kraków. It was the first year ever that we used to have in Poland not one WordCamp, but 4. And from my perspective, it was a reason why there was a contact from the WordPress Foundation. They were asking us, well, what do you think about apply for hosting a WordCamp Europe? So we've made the first choice. It was the first apply. It was at the end of 2024. We lost in a final. We lost with Basel when we met last year. So yeah, I said to our committee, okay, let's give them the second chance. We will apply for the second one and we provide so great offer that we hope will be chosen. And we have been. So that is why we are seeing in a few weeks in Kraków.
So that's a story basically for a city that wants to hold WordCamp Europe, and that you are not chosen the first time. It doesn't mean you can be chosen later. So I've heard already a story about speakers signing up to be a speaker and they are not chosen, about organizers who sign up to be an organizer and they are not chosen, but then you can try again. And voila, this year we have WordCamp Europe in Krakow. So you sound like someone who can convince people and give them the offer they cannot reject, as you already told us about your application for having WordCamp in Krakow. So what would you say to a person who has never been to WordCamp? How would you convince them to come to WordCamp Europe in Krakow?
Well, WordCamp Europe, it's an event when you can meet not only people you know, that you are meeting with them during a whole year on different events, but you can meet also some people from different countries to see how it looks like there, to get some new connections, to exchange more opinions, get some experience, make networking with people living all over the world. So WordCamp Europe is a great opportunity to meet new people, also to know a lot about WordPress from those who are working on the code, because there are many people from big companies and also people that you can meet only on LinkedIn or read their blogs. And now in Kraków, you can come closer to them and hi, and say, for example, hi, my name is Sebastian, nice to meet you, etc. So it is a great opportunity to get some new connections.
And what about you, Zuza?
Well, I would say that we sold the idea pretty well, but you will not be sure if Krakow is worth visiting without doing it first, obviously. I think our city is the best in Poland, and it's not coming from person who lives in Krakow all their life. It's just really natural opinion from me. We have a lot of parks, we have a lot of greenery, we have amazing places you see just by taking a walk to the convenience store. That's the thing I love about Krakow the most, that wherever you go, it feels like you're in the Pinterest board. So not only that, we have a lot of great things to do here. So I really urge you all to join WordCamp Europe in Krakow because it will be a great time. And I can tell you, in confidence that I saw where the after party will take place and it is worth coming, even if just for that.
Okay. And what would you say to people who are afraid they are not enough of a WordPress geek to come to a convention for WordPress?
Well, frankly, I'm also not a WordPress geek. I'm not a developer, neither webmaster. I'm dealing with SEO. I'm meeting with different people. So WordCamp is not a conference only for devs. It's a conference for everybody that is using WordPress in a private life or business life. And as you know, almost every second page, or I should say site, all over the world is built on WordPress. So there are many people that can attend WordCamp Europe in order to get some knowledge not only from WordPress, but from marketing, HR, because people that are using WordPress are doing very, very different stuff.
Yeah, it's very various conference for marketing people and UX people and graphic designers and so on. So yeah, I have met lots and lots of people there who used WordPress, but not necessarily as a developer. So thank you very much for sharing that. And is there anything else that you would like to share with our listeners before I jump into our dessert question?
Yes, I would like to ask you to invite your friends with you because our community is very great. And if you want to meet some new people that are similar to you, it would be great to have also your friends with you because then you can show them, especially if it is not your first time during World Cup Europe, why it is worth to be here. And also, if I could ask you to make some noise in social media, for example, about this event, because I'm hearing very often that, okay, I'm not a developer, so WordCamp is not for me. And I'm asking such a person, do you have a site? Yes. On what? On which CMS? On WordPress? Okay, so this is a conference for you.
And especially if you are listening to that episode, please share also that episode and comment it and like it, because thanks to that, we have a bigger audience and more people can see what we do. And maybe someone will come to WordCamp and find their new inspiration for their work or a new friends in the area of WordPress. I mentioned a dessert question. So, you are from the local team, you are Polish. So, I have some words to be translated from English to Polish. So, they are very basic words that everyone should learn before coming to Poland. Let's have a little play. I will say a word in English and you will translate it into Polish. Are you up for that?
Yes.
So, first word, very important one. Hello.
Cześć.
Cześć. Okay, another one, also in my opinion, very important. A beer, please.
Poproszę o piwo.
Nice. Please.
Proszę.
Thank you.
Dziękuję.
Cheers.
Na zdrowie.
And bye.
Cześć.
Or papa.
Or papa, yes. We can also say papa.
Nice. Now I hope everyone would like to come. And I absolutely urge you, the listener or the watcher, to come to Krakow. If you haven't done that yet, please buy your ticket. And as Sebastian said, convince your friends to come with you because it really will be worth it. So thank you very much for today and see you next time.
See you. Bye.
Bye.